What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mike Rashid. Just finished a brutal shoulder workout. It was very legit. Good friend of mine, Roxy Bohdan, she came down from Calgary, Canada, to get busy. We got busy. We just did delts. We did shoulders. Short but sweet.
I'm Roxy Bohdan, Boston Nutrition sponsored athlete, ABBA bikini competitor, and I came out here from Calgary to train with Mike. We just killed some shoulders. It was different for me because I usually train front delts, rear delts, I do presses and stuff like that, but today we kind of just focused on a lot of presses, kind of just overtraining shoulders, and it kind of kicked my butt, but we got through it.
I tell people all the time, you don't have to spend 2 hours on a body part to really hit it effectively, okay? So what we did was, we trained very intensely. This session only took about 35 minutes, maybe 40. We did 3-4 movements, back to back to back to back. Your main body parts, the primary lift typically works everything there is to work for that body part, with the exception of maybe back. So basically shoulders, in my opinion, the primary lift should be a shoulder press. I feel like barbell shoulder press would trump dumbbells only because you can overload your shoulders with more weight. But I do a lot of dumbbell presses as well, but I do both. So basically, we did a lot of different shoulder presses. We did 3 different presses today. So the reason I did that is because I was watching a blog of mine one day, a couple of them, and I noticed that my shoulders were like crazy, blown out of proportion, like look freaky. So I'm like, why do they look like this on this day and not on that day? So the common denominator was the days that they look insane were days that I trained chest. So what does that tell me? The more chest days, I happen to do more presses than my shoulder days, because typically shoulders I do, one movement of pressing, and then I'll go to, upright rows, delt raises, you name it. So, but when I train chest, first of all, I'm on the bench for a long period of time, maybe 10 sets, and then I'm on incline press, maybe some dumbbells. So it's a lot of different presses. So I started experimenting with more presses during my shoulder workouts, and I honestly have been getting stronger in my presses and on the bench, and I've been noticing my shoulders, my delts have been just rounding out and capping out more and more. A shoulder press is gonna work your entire shoulder. It's working your front delts, it's working your traps, it's working your rear delts, it's working everything. So if you do it in the right capacity, that's really all you need. Now, I still like to do all the other movements, but I do like to switch it up and do days with just presses, and that's what we did today. With the exception of, I believe, the second movement, which was the Smith machine, we supersetted it with delt raises.
So today's workout was short, it was awesome. It was a nice change for me. High intensity, a lot of drop sets and supersetting, and I definitely kicked my butt with Mike here. It was nice.
Now, you guys see me doing standing presses all the time. When I'm training shoulders, my primary movement is a press, and I'm gonna do the first movement standing. Why do I do it standing? When you're standing, you have no leverage. When you're sitting, you have your back pressed against the chair. You're seated, you have that leverage to help push it up. When you're standing, you have no leverage, so it is more difficult. So you are recruiting more muscle fibers throughout your entire body, and you are building your abs, you're building your abdominal wall, because your core is keeping you stable while you're standing with that heavy load over your shoulders. That's why I do it standing. You guys remember, take my word for this, make your movements more difficult. Take away the mechanical advantages when you're training to build your body bigger and stronger, okay? So we did the standing behind the head shoulder presses. I like to go behind the head because I feel like I get so much front delt work when I'm benching, when I'm training chest. So when I'm training shoulders, I go behind the head. It's a little bit more difficult, and it puts more emphasis on the medial head and the rears and my traps. So we start out with that, and it's more difficult. So we start out with that. The weight, I believe I started with quarters, went up as much as I can on each set. I believe I went up to like 245, and I don't even think I hit a full rep at the 245, so immediately went to drop sets. Max reps each drop. It wasn't a lot of reps because by the time you get to the drop sets, we were burnt out. And we were going back to back to back to back. We were taking very short breaks, very short. My break was as long as it took for Roxy to do her set, and hers was as long as it took for me to do my set, all the way down and to failure. Then we moved on. We went to Smith machine shoulder press, and this time we go in the front. I believe I started with like a plate and a quarter, you know, rep that out, and then superset it immediately with 35-pound medial delt raises. Now I went lighter because I'm supersetting it and I want to get both movements in. We went for 20 reps on the delt raises and max reps on the shoulder presses. Went back and forth with that, back and forth with that. And the final movement was, it's a machine. Every now and then you find one of those machines that just hit that muscle group perfectly. And this is shoulder press machine here at Independence Gym that I absolutely love. It's a very old school machine. It's pin loaded. The pins are right in front of you. It's perfect for you to do drop sets on your own. So I attempted to run a stack. I usually run a stack on that, but I was so burnt out, and I trained shoulders yesterday as well. So yes, I am overtraining. My shoulders were burnt by the time we got to that machine, so I couldn't even hit the stack. So I immediately dropped it, got max reps. Roxy went max reps. I went max reps. We just went back and forth. We did about 3 or 4 sets of that as a fatality. This was a short workout. I would say 3.5, 4 movements, back to back to back to back. No sitting around, talking, chit-chatting, Instagramming. We just went in, straight work, and smashed it and got up out of here, all right? And Roxy, she handled her business. This girl is a legit bikini competitor. She won her first show, smoked the competition, and she's showing you all that, listen, ladies, train. She did exactly what I did, you know what I mean? Typically I see women, especially like bikini competitors, not going hard. But I want to shout out all the bikini women that train hard. Bikini is a sport as well, okay? You all have to train your body as well. There's no reason to tone down your training. You know, Tana Eubanks, a good friend of mine, she trains hard. Roxy Bohdan, the rock star, I call her the rock star, she trains hard. The girl squats heavy, shoulder press, like you name it. She gets busy, and I respect that, all right? Listen, ladies, the benefit of training like this is the fact that you are burning an exorbitant amount of calories while you're doing this, okay? Women's estrogen levels are way higher than men. Your test levels are way lower. So you gotta work harder than the guys, honestly, okay? And you don't have to spend hours and hours and hours on ellipticals and treadmills if you're hitting the weights properly. Don't be afraid of that iron. Roxy comes in and gets right with it, and I love that. There's nothing, that's what's up, you know what I mean? So ladies, hit the weights. Another big thing, you have to, like, shoulders is such an important part. Every body part should be taken very seriously. Shoulders, you know, when you're hitting the stage or whatever, you know, shoulders create that illusion of that V taper. If you hit your shoulders properly, get them nice and round and capped out, you know what I mean? It's gonna, if your waist isn't as small as you would like it, you know, the broader your shoulders are, it will give you that illusion of that taper. So train your shoulders, don't be afraid to go hard, you know, and in my humble opinion, the most important thing to do when training shoulders is shoulder presses. Why not do 3, 4 different type movements of shoulder presses in one session? Why not? If it works, keep doing it. Tom Platz, a living legend, he told us that back in his day, they would pick one movement and do that for like an hour, you know what I mean? Because it works. So I'm just picking up, you know, everything that we do is, you know, trial and error. I've learned that this has been working. It's been working like years ago for the legends. It works for me, you know what I mean? It can work for you. So don't be afraid to switch it up. You don't have to come in the gym and do 18 movements for one body part. If 3 movements work, do it. If 2 movements work, do it in the right capacity, you know what I mean? This workout, we were literally in so much pain, a good pain, a pump, a burn, and that's what you want when you're building your body. I tell people all the time, they say, how many sets do you do at this movement or that movement? We'll see when we do it. Don't leave that movement until you are completely burnt doing that movement, okay? So you want to get the most out of your workouts. You want to optimize your training. Do it properly, okay? Don't do a bunch of fancy stuff. You know, it's a lot of stuff that people are doing that are burning calories, but it's not really building your body how you want it to build. Build it properly. Lift weights, lift properly, all right? That's all we got for y'all today. Check out Roxy, the Rockstar, has a legit ebook out on Boss Sports Nutrition. Y'all check it out, ladies. You know what I mean? The girl knows her stuff. You know, we train together, we trade ideas, we talk all the time, and the girl knows her stuff, okay? And she got some good content out there for y'all. All right, so y'all go ahead and check that out. Y'all stay tuned. We got a lot of good stuff coming for you in the near future. And that's it. It's time to go eat because I'm starving. All right, much love.